Hello, hello everyone. It's the Dragon Critic, aka Lee O'Brien, and it was around. I think it was Sunday during Dublin Comic Con. It marked my 10-year anniversary on YouTube, which is a very interesting thing, a very hard thing to believe. And I wasn't sure what I was going to do for a 10-year anniversary special. My original plan, I actually do remember saying to myself, I think it was the beginning of the year, and I said, you know what? I'll do a DreamWorks ranking, and with The Bad Guys 2 just came out, I said, you know what, that'd be a perfect time to do one. But then I think it was when I was talking with either Tig, I think, yeah, we were talking. And Ty came up with the idea, why not do a 21st birthday special? Because I would usually do a Q&A for my birthday specials. And I will do another Q&A very, very soon. And I think I'm actually glad I did the DreamWorks ranking when I did it, because I am happy with how it turned out. I will admit, like, I think I might have made a mistake with the audio. I think maybe sometimes my microphone might be a little bit too loud, but I think everyone from the looks of it seems to love the gag reel with me and Tig when I asked him, what do you think the chances are that Trolls 3 band together could top Puss in Boots 2 The Last Wish? And I even remember Gerald Robotnik. He actually uploaded that clip and uploaded it to his channel and did an edit of it, which I thought was interesting. And it was actually Gerald Robotnik that spoke to me the other day, and he encouraged me, why not do a live stream for your 10th anniversary, but like do a more personalized. He was saying you should do something like where it's just you and you can have a discussion with your fans and your friends. And I thought, you know what, the more I think about it, I got to admit, this guy is actually kind of a genius. I'm not going to lie, Gerald Robotnik is a very interesting person. It's weird to say, because like when you watch his channel, he doesn't upload videos with himself. He just uses AI. I know that, and I know he loves to upload a few clips of. I think he uploaded a clip of me once. I can't remember what it was. I just know he did something with me and Tig, the gag reel. But no, it was an interesting discussion, and he made an interesting point about the live stream idea. And there are other things that he said to me, which I'll talk about later on. And all right, we'll have a look at the live chat. Oh, hello, Passionate Geek. I'm doing very well, thank you. I hope you're keeping well too. Cheers. I'm glad to hear the audio was good. I suppose it could be just me, but I think there was just something about the audio that was probably a little bit off to me, but maybe it's just me being weird. That guy, oh, thanks very much. Oh my god, we had so much fun filming that. And like, it was so, like, the two of us were acting so stupid, but like, we were just having the time of our life filming that. And I remember, I think it was with Dara, I kept that as a surprise for him. I said, oh, I've got a video coming up. I think you're gonna like it. And then he saw the gag reel and he said to me, Lee, that's absolutely hysterical. And even some of my other friends were just saying like, oh my god, that is absolutely hilarious. But oh, actually, I don't know what country you're from, Passionate Geek, but it's actually a weird thing because some people spell Tig as Tadgh, but then some people spell it as Tadhg, which is how I spell it. Some people have different spellings for the name Tig, which is interesting. But I've heard about you as well, Passionate Geek. I've seen Gerald Robotnik tag you in a lot of his posts, which is interesting. But no, I've seen a few of your comments. You seem like a nice person. Um, but if there's any questions you guys would like to ask, feel free to ask. Just don't ask anything too personal. But you can ask me about movies, TV shows, slice of life, but just not too personal. Just because Don't want any problems if you get me. But nah. But trying to think of an interesting thing to talk about. Um, Summer 2025 has been very, very nice. I think it's been a very nice summer actually. Um, I like to think a lot good has happened. We've got a lot of good movies. I didn't see F1. What was the most disappointing thing in a Star Wars movie? I think that would have to be the ending of Rise of Skywalker. Now, keep in mind, it has been quite a few years since I last watched the Star Wars movies. The end of the Rise of Skywalker was such a joke. It's possibly one of the most anti-conclusive endings I've ever seen. But keep in mind, if that's harsh, do keep in mind I have only seen it once. But I just thought that ending was so dumb. Like it was the most. It was actually a piss take of an ending, which was so crap. I mean, I didn't think the movie itself was bad. I just thought it was pretty mediocre. But oh god, that film was. Oh, I really did not like it. When it comes to the sequel trilogy, Force Awakens was solid. That was pretty good. Rise was it? Sorry, I'm so Rise of the Jedi was the second one, if I'm correct. Sorry, I might I might have the names mixed up. It has been a while. That was. I feel looking back, it was just okay, but I might need to watch it again. And then Rise of Skywalker, I don't like, but I don't dislike it. But The Last Jedi. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much, Jules. Apologies about the me getting the name wrong. I apologize about that. But no, Last Jedi it was okay looking back. I might need to watch it again, but if there's any points that you guys would like to make about it, feel free to share, and we can have a discussion about it. Um, what was I going to say? Yeah, but then I think Rise of Skywalker was a mess. So for me, the only good one out of the sequel trilogy was the very first one out of the sequel trilogy. And then when it came to the prequels, I disliked the first two quite strongly. But then the third prequel, Revenge of the Sith, was very, very good. Um, but when it comes to the OG trilogy, um, I I feel the first one was A New Hope was very good. The second one, Empire Strikes Back, is the best of the franchise. I think that's the peak. And then Return of the Jedi. I need to watch it again, but looking back, it was just. I think it was just I was really only impressed by the climax, and that was it. But I might need to watch it again. So I might need to rewatch it, and who knows, maybe my opinion could change. Kevin Falk asks, "What did you think of the Lego Ninjago movie?" Well, that's a very interesting question. When I first saw it, I thought it was a letdown, and then I grew to love it. And then as time went on, I started to not really love it. And then at some point, I just thought it was decent. What do I think of it now? Um, I think it's okay. I think it has some relatability to it, but I just feel it's okay. I haven't watched anything to do with Lego Ninjago in a very, very long time. Um, oh, wait, let me see. Gerald tagged me in his post before once he asked me about it. Oh, cool. I think I saw that post. I think I did. I'm not sure, but oh, cheers. I suppose a lot of people do associate me with this fella right here, good old Toothless. I always bring Toothless to Comic Con with me. Just adds to the fun of it, and it brings in a bit of that nostalgia of the first Comic Con I went to when Andrew Goodguy bought me a Toothless plushie, and massive thank you to him for that. Um, but yeah, I haven't watched anything to do with Ninjago in a very, very long time. Um, but yeah, I kind of just lost interest in the show. To be honest, I heard I could be wrong, but oh oh well, thanks very much. I suppose the Dragon Critic the name plays a bit of a part with Toothless. But no, I heard after the 10th season the show went downhill. I heard one of the newer seasons was good, but then I heard a lot of the other new seasons apparently were crap. But again, that's just from what I heard. I could be wrong. I haven't seen them. I think though the problem with a lot of shows when they go on so long, they tend to go down. I think that's the problem. I think when you have a franchise, this doesn't just apply for shows. But oh, you're very welcome, by the way. Um, I think when a franchise has a plan, like look at say Avatar: The Last Airbender, How to Train Your Dragon, or stuff like the Infinity Saga for the MCU. The thing is, they're planned, like where you've got the creator going, okay, I want to make a trilogy, I want to do a franchise, I want to do a show, I want to tell this story. And when they have that planned, they know what they're doing. And when they come to their conclusion, they say, right, we've told the story we want to tell, let's wrap it up. And so I think that, when a franchise is planned, usually the franchise can become, more consistent. But I think when a franchise just keeps getting drawn out, kind of like with Shrek, but I'll get to Shrek in a second. And I will get to your question about that, Joseph, in a second. Um, I think it's just kind of like the franchise just doesn't have a plan, and I think that can damage a franchise's quality. I feel. How do you feel that Shrek Five got delayed again? Um, Shrek Five is a very interesting topic. Actually, I actually was meaning to talk about Shrek Five when the teaser, well, the little, I don't, could you? I suppose you could say teaser. Um, when that teaser came out, the cast announcement, I should say. Sorry. I didn't know how to feel. I'm going to be honest. I was kind of like, "Oh, this is what they're going for." First look. Oh, thank you. That's probably a better way of describing it. Um, but I was like, "Oh no! Like, what happened?" And then, but when I heard Zendaya was going to be in the cast, I didn't know how to feel. I wasn't against it, but I was kind of going, that's a very bizarre choice for a Shrek movie. I mean, it's not. I don't think it's a bad thing. I mean, who knows? Maybe Zendaya could pull off a great performance as Felicia. I think that's the daughter's name. I think that could be, that could be very cool. That could be fun. I just think, I don't know. It was that first look gave off a very, very bad first impression. I think there were some merit. I suppose the lighting looked good. I suppose the voice acting was good. Um, but I think the problem for me when it comes to Shrek Five, you see, when it comes to the Shrek films, like I love the first two, and then obviously I think we all know how I feel about the Shrek the Third, absolute disgrace. But then Forever After, it got so much better for me as the years in time went on. And it's so weird because I actually remember, I think I remember when I was a child watching it back in 2010. And I actually think I remember saying to myself, that might be my second favorite after Shrek 2. And um, and then, but I hadn't seen it since 2010. And I remember watching it on TV in 2015 on CBBC. It's a TV station in the UK and Ireland. And I said, wow, Forever After is really good. But then I watched it again and I was kind of like, it's okay. It's fine. But then I remember watching it on TV, actually not too long before Spider-Man: No Way Home, and I said to myself, "Wow, Forever After is pretty good. It's pretty solid." But then I watched it a few more times because I in 20 did a marathon.
Okay, right. I'm currently using my phone right now. Um, Apologies about that, folks. I think there's something wrong with the laptop. Oh boy, laptops can be very, very annoying, but as I was saying, Forever After has grown on me so much, and Shrek the Turd. Joe says Shrek the Turd sucks. Yeah, of course it does. Right. So Mark has a few questions. Just give me a second. Okay, I think we might have the problem fixed.
Okay. Um, right. So just okay. We got that sorted. I don't know. Uh, okay. Right. Sorry. I was just making sure that everything was okay. Right. So Lee live streaming. Yes, I am. Hello, Andrew. Hope you're keeping well. Mark asks, Bad Guys 2. Not a bad idea. I appreciate the suggestion, but I never thought of doing a spoiler review for it. maybe I'll talk about it in a future live stream. Because I was thinking about something earlier. I'll bring it up later, but I don't know. I never thought about doing a spoiler review for it, to be honest. But maybe I will. There is a lot to say about the Bad Guys too. Like it was very, very good. Like absolutely loved it. I saw it again yesterday actually. It just gets better and better for me. Like I love the first one, but the second one's even better. DreamWorks have done it before. They did it again. Um, and where would you rank the Bad Guys 2 in the DreamWorks ranking? Um, well, I actually did put it on my letterbox D. I put it below. Drum roll, please. Da, 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 da. Okay, that's no. Sorry, I shouldn't really. I shouldn't be doing that. That was cringy. I put the Bad Guys 2 below the Prince of Egypt. It's at number 17 on my DreamWorks ranking. But maybe it's going a little bit higher. We'll have to wait and see. I can see that happening, but again, we'll wait and see. When is Lee going to review Little Nightmares 1 and 2? No promises, but we'll see what happens in the future. It's not against the game. It's quite rare that I encounter a video game. I think that's kind of the problem. It's not so much the game. It's just me. It's me personally. Um, but but speaking of live streams, I was thinking about this idea earlier. How would you guys feel if we got me, Tig, Dara, Andrew, maybe like a few other people. We could even get Samuel's Movie Corner, Movie Man. How would you guys feel to see us all do like a live discussion in the future? Feel free to let me know what you guys think of the idea in the comment section below. Would you like to see it? Um, it could be fun. But yeah. So yeah. Sorry, I almost lost my train of thought. But as we all know, Mike Mitchell did with Kung Fu Panda 4. Well, honestly, I mean, Kung Fu Panda 4 has gotten just so much worse for me. Like it, so much worse. Honestly, I really like. I don't. I can't bring myself to hate it because there is some merit to it, but at the time it's just not enough. It just really isn't enough. But yeah. I'd love to do. Oh, hi, Dara. I didn't know you were here. I hope you're well. Um, but yeah, so feel free to ask any questions. I think another thing that I wanted to bring up. What was another thing I wanted to bring up? Oh God, there was something I wanted to talk about, and I completely forgot about it. It'll come back to me. I'll try to remember what I needed to say. Oh yeah, Comic Con. Yes, Comic Con was fun. Um, but Comic Con was tons of fun actually. Had a very very nice time with the guys. It was a lot of fun. Oh, I will enjoy Alien Earth. Hope you have fun. Um, yeah, no, sorry, I froze for a second. um, yeah, Comic Con was fun. Comic Con was tons of fun. We all had a very nice time. Some amazing cosplays, I have to say. It feels weird though to say now that it's not on until 2026 now. I know there's said to be a few conventions around Ireland throughout the year, but I don't think I'll be able to go. Cork Comic Con I'm considering, but I do need to make a decision about that. But it is possible. It's possible I'll go. Um, another there was another thing that no. So Cork Comic Con, I'm not 100% sure, but it is possible I'll go. Imagine if we all went to a convention, like with Mark Galloway and Joes, and even few of you guys. Imagine the fun we'd have. I hope you're keeping well, by the way, both Joseph and Mark. I hope you guys are keeping well. Next ranking video on your channel. I don't know actually. We'll wait and see. I'm not gonna lie. It's weird to say. It's very rare that I do a ranking video. But we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. What would you like to see me do a ranking of? In the let me know in the live chat. That's an interesting question, I have to say. I have a feeling. I had a feeling a lot of questions you guys would ask would be very, very interesting. And, would create an interesting discussion. But yeah, I'm probably going to HorrorCon. Oh well, that sounds hilarious, Andrew. I hope that goes well. Yeah, Core Comic Con. It's just, I think it's just also because like it's quite late in the year. That's probably what part of why it's not a definitive yes or no to going. But it could be fun. I'd say it could be fun. I haven't been to Cork in a very, very long time, so yeah. Well, that's fair. I mean, compare the distance of Dublin Comic Con to Cork Comic Con. It's a 2-3 hour drive, so yeah, it is far, but you can get the train. The train is fun. You'd get a nice view of the country, so that's Pixar ranking. Maybe. I think that's a very good suggestion, Jules. Sony animation ranking. Oh, okay. Wouldn't it be predictable though to what I'd say is number one? But apart from Across the Spider Verse and Into the Spider Verse, um, but apart from those two, I I actually adored K-pop Demon Hunters. Actually, peak. Like that movie was a masterpiece, like a surprising masterpiece at that point. Just everything was so well done. It was peak. It actually was peak fiction. Um, but yeah. Um, Oh, that's pretty cool. The Blarney Stone is said to be very nice, actually. Surfs Up is my favorite. Well, Surfs Up, I can't disagree with that. That movie is excellent. Love that movie. Loved it in childhood too. Very, very good film. Can't believe how old it is too. Yeah. Oh yeah. No. K-pop Demon Hunters was fantastic. Um, really, really good. But as for Pixar, like Pixar ranking would be fun. That would be fun. Because I know for fact my opinions will probably change on a few Pixar movies if I watch them again, because there's some Pixar films that I haven't seen in quite a while. But I think the one that's changed as of recently would be Cars 2. Now I haven't watched Cars 2 since 2021, so it was during lockdown, but I used to think it was amazing. And now I just think it's good enough. I just think it's decent. A lot of people dislike Cars 2, and I can see why. I do think a lot of the points made about it are very good. um, yeah, Cars 2 is an interesting film, to say the least. I think I think the problem is it's a very jarring sequel. I think that's the problem with it. Brave was not good. Oh yeah, no, I hated Brave when I saw it. Now I've only seen it once, but when I did see it, I absolutely hated it. But then again, I was only 8 years old at the time, so maybe I was a bit hard on it. But yeah, no, I didn't like Brave at all. Cars 2 is funny bad. A lot of people think that. A lot of people have seemed to think that more nowadays as the years and times went on. See, I do like to think there's a lot of animated sequels that are just going to get better and better as the years and time go along. I think I definitely believe that there is sorry, I nearly lost my train of thought. I like to think um, with with not just the quality of the movies, but I also like to think with analysis. Analysis can be very interesting. A good analysis can bring out some very interesting perspective, and you can bring out some very very good points that no one has ever thought of before. And I think that happened with Forever After for a lot of people. Um, I personally brave as Jesus. I haven't heard the name John Lasseter in a very long time. Uh, yeah, Turning Red. I don't know. I I I don't know what to make of that one anymore. When I first watched it and reviewed it, I thought it was goodish, but I have a feel. I actually have a feeling I would probably hate it if I rewatch it, but that's just a feeling. That's not fact. Because there is a possibility if I do rewatch it, I might not hate it. I could even appreciate it more, or I could appreciate it less. But I haven't seen Turning Red since it came out. It's kind of funny to think that Turning Red actually came out around the same time as The Bad Guys One. Well, not too far apart. Um, but yeah, oh yeah, I did hear about that actually. Skydance. Yeah, that's interesting. Sure, didn't he work on the movie? What's it called? Look, is that the name of it? If I'm correct, I still love Turning Red. Well, that's good. No, I mean that's great, and opinion respected. And feel free to share your points. Like, what do you like about Turning Red? It'd be interesting to hear what you like about it, because I think one thing I've realized in recent years is kind of like when two opinions are shared. I think what's very interesting that I learned in recent years is that it can create very interesting discussions. And sometimes you'll have a point and you'll say, well, this is how I feel about, blah, 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 I feel that. And another person could say, blah, 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 I feel that. And sometimes it can create a debate. And sometimes you could have a point that goes, well, if you think about it, blah, 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 blah. And then you could go, okay, I never thought of that before. That's a very interesting point. That's a very interesting opinion. And sometimes it can open up eyes. It can open up a mind. And I've had that happen to me a few times. I've had it happen a few times where a friend has, made a point, and I've said, "Wow, that's a really, really good point. That's a really, compelling, well thought out and well spoken point." And there are things that I won't agree with. Like, I know there is some people out there that still think Kung Fu Panda 3 is the best. And I know someone recently, I think it was during the summer last year, I was talking to someone, someone from thinking he could, when 4 came out, they grew to think it was the best. And I thought that was very interesting. I thought the points they made were very, very good. I didn't agree with it. I don't agree with Panda 3 being the best, but I don't agree with it either. I can. Oh, right. Sorry, I thought something happened. But I don't disagree with it either. I can understand where they're coming from, because I used to think it was best at one point. Um, Look, Spellbound. I heard Look wasn't that good. I remember hearing about that. And Spellbound, was that the one you were telling me about? The one with, what's her name? Is it Mackenzie Ziegler? Oh, Rachel Ziegler? Sorry if I mixed the names up. I remember you saying something about that film. Or was it that movie? I could be wrong. Um, but no, sometimes discussions, debates can be very fun. I like to think that with good analyses and with good points and with good, well spoken points, it can lead to that. It can lead to persuasion. And I don't mean bad persuasion. I mean good persuasion. I've definitely had, a few of my points change over time. And I think it can create interesting discussions. I remember Gerald Robotnik was actually saying that to me a while ago. I remember he said he thought I should do an analysis on How to Train Your Dragon 3. And maybe someday I'll think about it. I'll consider it. I'm not going to say definite, but maybe. But we'll see. It won't be for a few years, to be honest. Because I kind of retired from making videos about How to Train Your Dragon. But but yeah, but maybe we'll see. Maybe when if they, well, let's be real, they will. If they do, when they do live action How to Train Your Dragon 3, I might consider doing an analysis on the third movie. Maybe I'll do a full depth analysis on the trilogy, but we'll wait and see. That's not a definite now. That's just a possibility. I need to think about that. But no, I think Gerald Robotnik. We had a discussion a while ago. It was a very, very interesting discussion, I have to say. Um, but yeah, it's kind of, he made a point about myself, and it's kind of something that I was kind of thinking of, and I kind of did say he's not wrong, and I'm surprised he's not in the live chat. Actually, I thought he would have been in the live chat, but maybe he's busy or something. Um, but maybe he'll drop by. But yeah, no, but he did make some interesting points that I've been thinking about. Um, oh, well, if you want persuasion, Andrew, bring on points. Bring on points. Talk it out. Boom. That's the beauty, though, of conversations. I think meaningful conversations can be very, very impactful. When you have a good point, um, like the thing is, if you do disagree with someone, I think it's always important to talk it out. It's always important to say how you feel, how they feel, acknowledge it, and just talk it out. And you'd be very surprised with the resolution. I think it's very important to talk something out, especially I think with disagreements. I think disagreements, because obviously you could end up in a heavy disagreement, and I think with stuff like that, it can be important to voice how you feel, and can it's important to simply talk it out. I think that's a fair um, that's fair. I think that's kind of one thing I've learned in recent years as well. It's important to just talk. I think when you talk something out, it can help strengthen your your friendships as well, and it can strengthen the disagreement too. It can, it can bring out some good points. That's one thing I've learned over years. Um, yeah, but as for the Shrek 5 delay, I hope they, manage to fix it. I hope they do. I don't really want them to make it, to be honest. I would rather a Puss in Boots 3 with Shrek and the gang and leave it off there. But I think I think with the delay, I have a little bit of faith. But the leaks and the rumors, absolute garbage, absolute garbage, absolute garbage. I'm sorry, but actually worse than Shrek the Third, and that's why I just pray with the delay they manage to fix it, and I think there is a chance they might. Um, oh, hello, Ironbat 1993. Very long time no see, but I hope you're keeping well. And hello, Saul, the movie nerd. I love your Mr. Wolf profile picture. Very, very nice. Hello, Con. How are you? Yeah, well, maybe that's yeah. Well, fair enough. They should just use the designs from the DreamWorks intro with Shrek, Fiona, Donkey, and Gingy. Just use that. And I mean, Gingy looked amazing in Puss in Boots 2 in the new art style. He looked beautiful. He looked fantastic. Same with Pinocchio. I mean, Pinocchio, he looks okay, I guess, in the Shrek 5 first look, but like, just like why would you change his face like that? I mean, I suppose the body model and all is fine, but just the face. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? But I suppose the voice act, I did like the line delivery. Not me. I suppose that was funny, but why would you do that? Honestly. Um. Right, just give me 2 seconds. I just need to grab a drink, and I will be right back. Whew. Excuse me. I just had to. I'm back. I just had to grab a drink. Um. Yeah, it does. Yeah, that's. I'd say a bit both actually. Dara, that's an interesting opinion too. It has the real Disney-esque look, but the illumination there, the plain illumination style is definitely in it too. Um, I remember, I think it was Tig actually said it. They're doing it to make it more marketable because with Puss in Boots, you were able to go all out with the quality because it's a spin-off, and that's an interesting point. And it's a shame because excuse me, sorry, I just moved my chair. Because I mean, with how Shrek 5 was set up at the end of Puss in Boots 2, it made, I think it was safe to say, it made everyone go, oh my gosh, Shrek 5 is going to be peak. But I don't know. I just, in my opinion, I'd rather a third Puss in Boots, and give Puss in Boots his trilogy, end it on a bang, and that's pretty much it. And maybe do like a short film or maybe even a TV show with Puss, Burrito, and Kitty. But we just gotta wait and see because there was the rumor and there was the leak that they won't be bringing Puss in Boots back. And when I heard about that, let's just say I wasn't impressed. It wasn't impressed. I I did say to myself, well, I'm not seeing it. Well, I'll see it, but from how it was sounding, it sounded awful. I didn't want them to pull a Furious Five on them. Um, and it did, unless unless it means Shrek 5 takes place during the same timeline as Puss in Boots 2, which would be interesting. But then, what was the point of the far, far away cliffhanger at the end of the Last Wish? That's kind of my problem. Um, but no, again, we'll wait and see. There's 2 years away. Maybe they will pull off a really good movie, a very good fourth movie. Well, it won't be number four because it's called Five. It's not like they called it Shrek: A New Fairy Tale, which I think would have been appropriate because the last one was called Forever After, the final chapter. So you gotta kind of change it up a little bit. Um, but no, hopefully they do. Surprise us. It would be a miracle if it was as good as The Last Wish, to be honest. Be a miracle if it was, but I don't think DreamWorks will have a sequel that good for a while. But maybe. I mean, Bad Guys 2 was amazing. Um, they don't. I don't think they have any sequels next year. Um, well, I don't think they do. I don't think they have much coming out next year. I know it's Forgotten Island. I think is the new Joel Crawford movie. That sounds interesting. But no, and then Kung Fu Panda 5, which is rumored to come out in 2027, is eh, wait and see. We'll wait and see. But yeah, Annie. Right. Hmm. Okay. Just having a look for some more questions. Just looking if there's any questions that I missed. Okay, if you guys have any questions, feel free to leave it in the chat below. Just check something real quick. Right. Hey Samuel, how are you? Hope you're keeping well. How's your day been? Sorry about that. I just have to check something real quick. No, it's absolutely fine. Don't be sorry. It's all good. Any questions? Feel free to ask. Don't be worried about joining in late. That's absolutely fine. Don't be sorry. That can happen. Anything can happen, especially these days. yeah, the 2020s has been a very interesting decade to say the least. Kind of, I like to think though this year has kind of been the year of change. I think that's one thing I've kind of realized. Um, it's it's just 10 years ago, 2015. I feel looking back, 2015 was a real fun year, honestly. Um, I know some people might have different feelings towards 2015, but I had a nice year that year. It was fun. I have some good memories from it. Um, and but then it's like when you look at 2025, it's just it's such a different year altogether. So much has changed this year. This year has flown by, and it's been a very nice year. I think this year. Some nice. Oh, thanks very much, Samuel. And oh, cool. Have fun with that. I've never been to Odeon Coolock, so maybe someday. I think I heard something about Odeon Newbridge staff doing like a advert or something for Odeon Coolock, which is interesting. But I've never been. It's I think it's said to be one of the most popular Odeons, which is interesting to say the least. But I've never been. My favorite Odeon is Charlestown. That's my favorite cinema in the country. So yeah. Sorry, just had to grab a drink. Um, but yeah. Um, Although I've heard good things about Odeons in England, so I've never been to a cinema in England. But I'd say it'd be fun to visit. I've only been to the Cineada in Kusadasi, Turkey, outside of Irish cinemas. Um, but that's fair. That's fair, Dara. I might have to give you Liffey Valley a second chance. I didn't think it was all that great when I was there, but second chances. Hey ho, my opinion on the Liffey Valley could change. Um, but yeah, but the Cinead is decent. It's a fun cinema. I saw Across the Spider Verse and the live action How to Train Your Dragon there. So yeah, they were fun experiences. Um, but that's kind of the thing about second chances. Second chances can, I like to think can be quite beneficial. There are things when you give a second chance, you'll either notice stuff that you didn't realize before, and um, you can it can help. It can it can also help something grow on you. I think that's kind of one thing. Like maybe Leafy Valley could grow on me if I go again. So that's kind of the thing. But it's not just shopping centers. I mean, like with movies, I think there are definitely a lot of movies that can grow and get better on second chances. And I think there's loads of movies that are definitely going to get better as the years and time go on. Um, Pavilions, yeah, the Pavilions is fun. I haven't been in a while actually, but the Pavilions is a fun shopping center. Movies at Swords is a very nice one actually. But yeah, no, the Pavilions is very nice. Um, what was I going to say? Um, Good. It's a nice cinema, to be fair. Um, it's a very, very nice cinema. Very comfy, actually. I still remember when we went, Dara. Um, they had the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 poster, and they had like the couches around, if I'm correct. And it was just nice to chill. It was a very nice. I thought it was a lovely cinema when we saw the Marvels. A very interesting MCU movie. I don't think it's as bad as some people make it out to be. I know some people absolutely despise it, but I I just thought it was okay. It has some merit, but it just the overall movie just suffered too much. But yeah, um, but but I think 2023 was an interesting year for the MCU, because Ant-Man 3 was definitely a very mixed movie. Um, there was a lot of people that hated it and a lot of people that liked it. I liked it, but definitely the weakest of the Ant-Man movies. I still enjoyed it. I just one and two are better, but then again, like I think the problem was looking back, it was missing. You know, a lot of elements from the first two just weren't in the third. I think that was what hurt it. Like, they should have just kept it the same as the first two, but you know, when you kick out certain characters, it can hurt the story. It can make the movie feel hollow. I think Ant Man 3 suffered from that, but I do need to watch it again. I haven't seen it since, I think it was during Christmas of 2023 was the last time I saw it. But Guardians of the Galaxy 3, peak, absolutely love it. Best of the trilogy, I think. Great storytelling, amazing characters, amazing characterization, great action, great special effects, outstanding music, brilliant film, absolutely fantastic. And then the Marvels was okay. It was okay. It wasn't terrible. It had a few redeeming qualities, but I think it was just kind of like there was a lot of stupid parts in it. They were just going, why? Like, what the actual point? Like the singing was cringy. Oh god. I still that was an interesting experience too. The singing in the cinema. That was something. Um, welcome back. Um, but yeah. So then 2024, they only had Deadpool and Wolverine. Great movie. Great movie. Absolutely loved it. Um, nice. It's a very good trilogy. It's a very good trilogy. Um, I I really like the first one. The first one, it's gotten better for me. I don't think it's as good as the sequels, but like that's not a bad thing. I have a few flaws with it, but I still enjoyed it. I still really like it. One is an 8 out of 10 for me, but then two and three are tens. But the second one is fantastic. The second one actually, when I watched it again to prepare for number three, it was actually so much better than I remembered. That was awesome. See, I love it when that happens with movies. And when you watch them again, they're so much better than you remember. That's fantastic. Absolutely love it when that happens. Um, but yeah, there was definitely that situation that played part in why the movie was delayed a lot of times. And I remember at the time, I think it was around 2017. I didn't really think we were going to get a third one. I don't know why, but just something told me that it was only going to be two movies. You know when you kind of get that feeling with a movie, and then they do the second one, and then the second one's just really good, but then it's kind of like they're going to leave it here. I don't know. Something kind of gave me that impression with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Um, Something gave me that impression that that was going to be the final movie. It was kind of how I felt with Despicable Me, actually. When I saw 2 as a kid, I thought that's the end of it. That's the end of the story. And in my opinion, Despicable Me 2 actually works as a conclusion for the franchise. um, But no, the Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy is excellent. I have them here actually. Let me try to see if I can get them. Ah, here we go. Yeah, I have them right here. First one, second one, and the third one. one. Got the entire trilogy on Blu-ray, and I'm very happy to own them on Blu-ray. Great movies. Definitely a trilogy that will get better and better as the years and time go on. That's hang on. Yeah, sorry, I was just making sure that they were all right. Yes, that's an interesting question, actually. Yeah, oh god, the Boss Baby, I absolutely despise it. Like, oh my god, like when I watched it for the DreamWorks ranking, it was a struggle to actually sit through it. Oh my god, like I actually hate it, absolutely despise it. So yeah, oh god, I absolutely horrible movie. I just despise it. But I will say this: I am prepared to see a movie that is much worse. I have to say that Gabby's I was about to say Gabby that Gabby's Dollhouse film actually looks like the worst movie ever made. Period. That may be extreme, but that's just how I feel. That movie looks terrible. It looks absolutely atrocious. Like, oh my god, it actually does look horrible. Like, I've seen the trailer, excuse me, a few times in the cinema when I saw Bad Guys 2, and I'm actually just saying to myself, that looks terrible. That looks absolutely terrible. And I've seen the other one for the trailer for that other animated movie, the World Grand Prix, I think is the name of it. I can't think of the proper name, but it's about the Grand Prix. That movie looks atrocious too. That movie looks terrible. I know that's not DreamWorks, but that movie looks awful. I think that's actually out next week, actually. But oh god, that film does look terrible. Um, yeah, yeah, no, that's true. I think with Guardians of the Galaxy, you were able to tell a story, whereas Despicable Me, you could only. I feel you could really only have with two movies. I think that's been proven because with the first two movies, that was when the franchise was good. Existence of a Minions movie was fine. It was just the quality of it was what hurt it for a lot of people. But yeah, I would agree with that. Um, War of the Worlds. No, I've never seen of that. I've never heard of that. Passionate Luke. I've never heard of that, but it's a very interesting title. What's it about? Is it any good? Is it worth watching? Um, yeah, yeah, no, that yeah, no, it looks horrible. Absolutely atrocious movie. Absolutely atrocious. Um, it just looks horrible, that movie. It actually genuinely looks crap. Like, oh god, I'm not like maybe I'll see it just to do a rant, but oh god, it looks horrible. It looks absolutely atrocious. Yeah, yeah, no, agreed. It looks terrible. It just looks so bad. Oh, oh well, that's not good. If they forgot to remove the green screen, well then that's kind of hysterical. But that sounds interesting. Um, but yeah, um, no, Gabby looks atrocious. In a way though, it kind of brings me back to the time Trolls 3 Band Together came out, which was an interesting time because late 2023 was fun. I feel um, it was fun. Wish was an interesting movie on release, that's for sure. But no, I feel like late 2023 was kind of a step down from the rest of the year, I'd say, in terms of the movies. But I think overall, 2023 was amazing in my book. But I think 2025 has been a very nice year so far, I have to say. I've had a lot of highlights this year, and it's been beautiful, actually, I'd say. Like, a lot good has happened, and so I'm very grateful for that. And I like to think that as the year has gone on, I think 2025 has just gotten better and better and better. Well, I mean, that can happen too. I mean, I gave Wish an 8 out of 10 in my review, and now I think I might actually decrease it to a 6 on rewatch. It was interesting. I think, though, I was so giddy when I watched it. I think that was because I was joking with a friend about it, and I was saying Wish is god tier cinema, and my friend was just like, "No, it's so," and she just said, "No, it's so shit." And then I was like, "Nah, it's peak cinema." And she just said, "No, you're wrong." And then I said, "You know what? I'm gonna watch it again and prove you wrong." And then I remember just watching it again. And I just laughed with it. Um, a very interesting movie, a very very interesting film. But the thing with Magnifico, still my favorite character in the movie, but that's only because he's played by Chris Pine. I think what's interesting about his character is he's not really a villain. He just wants to be appreciated. But they could have made that a really compelling character arc, and they just didn't. But what I will say when it comes to Magnifico, I love his personality. I love his design. I actually remember saying he kind of looks like Grimmel a little bit. But in my opinion, he actually has a better design than Grimmel. I actually think he's what Grimmel should look like with the beard. The beard looks fantastic on Magnifico. But I have my merit with King Magnifico, but he's not great. He's not a great antagonist, but I think I think the thing is there were so many problems with Wish, but I think there's some merit. Same thing as me. I saw. Huh. That's interesting though, because when you gave it a 10 out of 10, I gave it an 8, and now you pretty much give it the same rating I did for my original rating. That's very very interesting. Yeah. No, I agree with that, Dara. That's a brilliant point actually. I do agree with that because when you flash back a villain's backstory, it really adds much more depth to them. Kung Fu Panda did it so well with Tai Long, Shen, and Kai. Did it very, it did a great job with the villains for the most part. We won't talk about the chameleon because, oh boy, she's actually one of the worst aspects of the fourth movie for me. But anyway, shitty villain, disgraceful villain, actually aside. um, I agree because when you use a flashback for a villain's backstory, it just helps. And I think for me, Drago and Grimmel suffer from that. Even Vigo kind of suffers from that from Race to the Edge. It's just it holds back the character development. With Drago, his backstory is sad. Yes, it's sad that he lost his family. Absolutely, that's very sad. But there's no flashback, so in a way, um, I don't really care about the backstory. If anything, I actually find his backstory kind of forgettable because it's very briefly explained and there's no flashback. Um, Same with Grimmel. I mean, I will give credit. I love how F. Murray Abraham says his lines. F. Murray Abraham is a brilliant voice actor. Same with Digimon Hanzo, but his backstory absolutely should have had a flashback because his backstory ties in to Toothless, and that fleshes out the extinction of the Night Furies, it adds depth to that, but it also helps develop Grimmel, and it also helps develop even Toothless because you're giving him his backstory. And it would have been perfect to do that because Toothless, he's the king. He's now fallen in love with, a new female Light Fury. And then you learn about his backstory. It kind of adds a bit more to the depth because usually with the more comedic characters, they usually have a tragic backstory. So, it was a missed opportunity. I honestly do think, as far as Toothless goes, I do have to admit there was a few missed opportunities with him throughout the franchise. I mean, he was sidelined in two, which sucked. But hey ho, what can you do? He was still great in two. I'm not saying he was bad in two. He was just sidelined for a lot of it. But hello, LBT Electric Dino 75. I hope you're keeping well. I'm very well, thank you. Yeah, no, it has been a while. Apologies, but no, I hope you're well. I hope you're keeping well. Um, yeah, no, yeah, no. I think they just needed more characterization. Drago especially needed it because one, he's barely in the movie, and he's he's just lacking. It's his personality I think needs more fleshing out. Like I mean, he has a great design, brilliant performance by Digimon Hanzo, and in fairness, he does impact the story. There's no denying that. Same with Grimmel. But when you continue development of those characters, it just makes them better. And the Red Death, yeah, the Red Death was fun. The Red Death was cool. Um, the remake one was an interesting one to say the least. I did like the remake and all, but it definitely relied a lot on nostalgia bait. But I still liked it. But I would probably say, from a non-biased perspective, I feel looking back, it's probably not that great. But maybe that's just me. Maybe I need to watch it again. Um, how's everything with you in college? I'm actually not in college. The course I did in 2023 was a 1 year course. Um, but I was working. I got a job towards the end of January this year. Looking for a job is not an easy process. I'll just say that. But the job is decent. The job has been pretty good. I work in Circle K, basically a garage. But no, it's an interesting job. It's decent. Um, Dinosaur 2000. Well, I never thought of it. Maybe I'll check it out. If you want me to review it, feel free to request it, and I'll try check it out. Um, hang on. Sorry about that. It was just my dad was asking me a question. Um, hmm. Uh, yeah, but maybe I'll review it. Feel free to request it, and I'll try to see if I can review it. Um, have you seen Chaos Theory? I have. I've seen the first season. I thought it was quite good actually. I probably would say it's better than Rebirth, to be completely honest. Yeah. I thought Rebirth was good enough, but very, very, very slow. Like, oh my god, that movie is insanely flawed. Not terrible, has some qualities, but just my goodness, it was so slow. The pacing of it was terrible. Um, hmm. The Viking, huh? Um, I'm just wondering, how did the armored dragons pummel down into the Viking hut? Did Drago plan it the entire time, just in case he stormed off? That's an interesting point. It's an interesting question. Um, I think. I mean, the backstory's okay. It just, like I said, it should have been. It should have had a flashback. Um, would have helped develop the character. Um, I mean, hey, I suppose it's better than having no backstory, but again, show don't tell, and I think that's kind of what the franchise suffers a little bit from because there's very little flashbacks in How to Train Your Dragon, very little, and that definitely does kind of annoy me a little. Um, it's about to get wild big time. Oh, I haven't seen Dino Charge, but I know the reference. And speaking of Power Rangers, I did meet Alison Kipperman and Tracy Lynn at Comic Con over the weekend, and they were very nice. I have to say, their panel was really good. Yeah, no, that's the thing about Comic Con. The panels can be very fun. Like I even enjoy because I can't remember what the celebrity's name was. He was from Star Trek, if I'm correct. You probably remember this, Dara. But there was a celebrity. We went to his panel, and it was an interesting panel because I think the thing is with Comic Con, going to a celebrity panel, even if it's a celebrity that you're not like in a rush to see, I still think it's nice, to see their panel because I think it's just an interesting experience. I just think it's an interesting experience, and you can learn some interesting stuff. As they say, every day is a school day. So yeah, that's uh, that's that's how I see it. Um, No, Comic Con's great. Comic Con is tons and tons of fun. I'm actually sad that it's over because I did have a very nice time. Unfortunately, though, what bothered me though was it just went by way too fast. But and also there were a few people that we know from previous Dublin Comic Cons that weren't there, and that it didn't hurt it. It didn't ruin it or anything, but when there's someone you know and they're not there, you really feel their absence. And I did miss, because I did miss the people that we didn't see at Comic Con. I did miss them because like I say, my main reason for going to Comic Con and loving it is talking to people. And, but, yeah, I'm sure we did. We definitely went to someone from Star Trek. I just can't remember his name, but it was an interesting experience. But I think for me, it's just talking to people and making friends out of the convention because everyone's so supportive. Everyone's so nice. It's a beautiful experience, and a lot good a lot good can happen out of Comic Con. It can develop social skills, I think. Maybe that's just me though, but I like to think it can help develop social skills. Um, but yeah, so that's definitely been the highlight of my summer. My highlights of the summer have been, the cinema experience for live action How to Train Your Dragon. Again, that was just tons of fun. It's the kind of movie that was just fun in the cinema, really. Um, the My holiday in Turkey was very nice. It was very relaxing. Bad Guys 2, it's amazing. I'm so happy with how it turned out. I'm actually chuffed with how it turned out. What else? Yeah, I know, definitely. I definitely agree with that, Dara. I think, sorry, I just lost, sorry, I'm trying to get back my train of thought. Yeah, no, Bad Guys 2 was amazing. Comic Con's been amazing. And I will be seeing the Bad Guys 2 with my auntie towards the end of the summer. So I'm very excited about that. I'm very excited to bring her to see it. Um, Love your videos. Oh, thank you, especially repairing your videos and it. Ah, thank you. I'm glad to hear that. I had a lot of fun making those Power Ranger videos, especially during lockdown. I had fun doing the reviews, and I did the proudest one would definitely be my 5 reasons why you should watch Power Rangers Dino Thunder. I still stand by most of my points on that. There's one or two points I made that are probably a bit dated, but I still stand by what I said, and I still think the show is worth watching, even 21 years later and 5 years after I made the 5 reasons video. And yeah, like I said, I'm glad, I'm grateful for those that gave Dino Thunder a chance. I genuinely mean it. Thank you very, very much. It means a lot. And I think what's interesting, a lot of people that watched it and people that like are not into Power Rangers, what's really interesting is that nearly everyone loves Trent. That's very interesting. But like, who could blame them? Trent is fantastic. He's amazing. Um, Primitive War. No, I've never even heard of that, to be honest. Sounds interesting. Um, well, Uh, I'm hoping Kevin Duhani. Hoping him. I'm hoping Jeffrey Parazzo. He'd be fantastic. Jack Black would be interesting, but I highly doubt that'll happen. Um, Gerald, sorry, not Gerald, Jared Butler would be fun. Mae Whitman would be pretty cool. Trying to think. Jason Font, the Red Ranger from Power Rangers Time Force, that'd be fun. Same here, same here. No, Dino Thunder is what put Power Rangers on the map for me. Dino Thunder was, the beginning of Power Rangers for me. That was how it started in childhood. Um, what else? Um, no, there's a few celebrities I'd love to see and speak with, but you just kind of gotta wait and see. But the ones I'd love to see the most are Kevin and Jeffrey. They'd be amazing. I'd love to see them. I have a feeling. I have a feeling there would just be a lot of banter with Kevin Duhani. He just has that vibe to him. Oh God. Um, right. Any questions? Feel free to ask, and I will answer. Um, just check a message. Yeah, no, well, I haven't seen Dino Charge, so I can't judge. But nah, Dino Thunder is definitely the peak of the franchise, and Mighty Morphin's good, but it's just very dated. It's very, very dated. I feel it's good, but like it just it's a product of its time, I would say. But, right, just sorry, just checking a message. Oh, sorry. Right. Um, Most anticipated movie of 2026. Spider-Man: Brand New Day. Um, Hands down, definitely. It's looking fantastic so far. So hopefully it lives up to the hype. Hopefully. Um, but yeah, I was surprised. I knew Power Rangers was getting a reboot. I was surprised Disney bought it again. But I'm excited about it. I hope it's good. I hope they I hope they pull it off right. But I hope, because I know they want to make it for an older audience. That's great. That's fantastic. But um, it just depends on execution, and I hope that you know the I hope that the new Power Ranger reboot is an interesting. You know, I hope it goes well. Um, excuse me. I've heard though it's not a complete reboot though. Someone was saying that it might be a new. Excuse me. It might be a new thing altogether. Or it might not even be that. It could even be a reboot of, you know, a random show. It could even be an SPD reboot, which would be cool. Yeah, I wonder. Yeah, but I wonder when that's coming out, because it was supposed to come out last year, wasn't it? And it didn't. But yeah, I thought I heard something. Legend of the White Dragon was supposed to come out around 2024. I thought I heard something about that. Hmm. But yeah, yeah, no. Well, I mean, I haven't seen the 2017 movie since lockdown, but no, I didn't like it. But yeah, I'd say it will. I think with it being rebooted in a TV show, I think that'll help. Um. Oh, good question, Dara. Who would I like to see in Avengers Doomsday? I suppose the Fantastic Four. Well, they're probably going to be in it. Um, oh God, that's a very tricky question. Who do I want to see? Spider Man, obviously, but I hope he's in it. Um, hmm. There's another. There's another thing. Another. There's another character. I just. Oh God, that's a good question. You're making me think. That's a good question. Oh, well, that'd be a good way to cap off the summer, and that'll be big. I'd say we'll get some good choices. Maybe Toby Maguire. I think that would be really cool, but I don't know if we'll be getting much of the multiverse for a while. But we'll wait and see. I think it would be cool to see both Toby Maguire and Andrew Garfield at least one more time. I don't think we're going to get a third movie for Andrew Garfield, mainly because at the time, it's been 4 years nearly since No Way Home. Holy shit! But just give me 2 seconds. Okay, I am back. Apologies about that. Um, right. But no, I'm excited about Avengers Doomsday. I think the MCU was really good this year. Um, that's another thing. This year has been really, really good for films. Much better than last year in my book, but that's just me. Um, I don't know. I think for me, 2024 was just a very disappointing year, and I like to think this year has done a lot to make up for it. Um, right. Um, Yeah, I know. I hope Avengers Doomsday is good. That'll be a fun cinema experience. And that's the thing. Like, I like to think now, like, even if the movie did suck, seeing it in the cinema is going to be fun, especially in 4DX. So yeah. But no, I'm excited for it. I have a feel. I'd say it's going to be good. Um, I mean, Fantastic Four was really good. Thunderbolts was really good. Um, I need to get Thunderbolts on Blu-ray actually at some point. But yeah, no, like I think the MCU is going to have some. I think the MCU is going to have some good movies in the next couple of years. I think their next line of films is going to be. Sorry, I just had a bit of a scratchy ear. I think it's going to be fun. Mac Gargan. I think it's pretty cool. Why not bring it back? I think it could be work. I think it can work. If it has good execution, if it has good execution, boom, it can work. I don't know why I did that with my hands. Apologies, that was a bit weird. But no, I think it's cool. I think it's pretty cool that he's coming back. Um, oh Jesus, it's going to be 9 years since Spider-Man: Homecoming when Brand New Day comes out. That's big, big thing. And 10 years since he first started, since Tom Holland first started in the MCU. So that's it's a long journey, but a good journey for him. Um, he's definitely had a very consistent journey. I like to think Civil War was excellent. Spider-Man: Homecoming is great. Infinity War is peak, maybe objectively the MCU's best. Maybe. um, Endgame was great, great conclusion, fantastic final battle. Um, Far From Home is great. I think so anyway. No Way Home, peak. My favorite live action film and my favorite Spider-Man movie. So yeah, Tom Holland's on a roll. I like to think he's definitely the most consistent Spider-Man. But excuse me, and hopefully Spider Verse lives up to that. I have a feeling Spider Verse 3 is definitely going to be a very, very interesting um, film. I think it's going to be a good ending. It'll be dark, but it's going to be good. Hopefully. Hopefully introduce. So why not use it? Yeah, no, exactly. It could be well executed too. I think they have the proper template for that story, and hopefully they have the right execution. So when you got the right template and the right execution, boom, you got a good plot. You got a good plot. And so yeah, I'm very excited about Brand New Day. I think it's going to be very, very good. Hopefully. I have a feeling it's going to be better than I expect. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed on that. So that's why my expectations, you know what, they're low, but they're not like low. It's just they won't be as high as say as they would have been for Spider Verse sequels and No Way Home. But that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing. I'm still excited to see the movie. I still hope it's going to be excellent. Hmm. Right. I'm going to wrap this up in a few minutes, but feel free to ask any more questions, folks. And yeah, feel free. Hmm. Um, no, I'll definitely have to consider. Definitely going to think about the crew live streams. Sounds like a good idea. I'll probably have to bring back the Talk About show at some point. because I haven't done that in a long time. But I think the last one I did was actually with Andrew, guys. So it's been a while. But no, I'll think about bringing it back. It's been a long time since I used StreamYard as well, because I last used it 2022 when me, Dara, and Andrew Goodguy did a commentary on Trading Christmas. That was interesting. And I know, well, actually, I did use it for recording last year. I tested out the recording feature when I did the 2004 podcast with Dara and Movie Man. So that was fun. That was fun. But yeah. Okay. Right. So in about 4 minutes, I'm going to finish, but feel free to, ask anything. But yeah, so as for upcoming videos, I still need to do my trailer reaction for Zootopia 2. I know I'm late to the party on that, but I will get to it. I've just been quite busy. And I will review the new Wallace and Gromit movie on Netflix. I just haven't had a chance to watch it, but I'll try see if I can review it this weekend. But no, I'm intrigued to see it. I just don't know what to expect from it, but I'll be optimistic. I'll give it a chance and see how it goes. Yeah, so then, so the Zootopia 2 trailer and the Wallace and Gromit movie. I can't remember the name of it. I do apologize, but I'll remember it when I see the movie. But yeah, and then as for upcoming reviews throughout the rest of the year, we just gotta wait and see. I do plan on reviewing Zootopia 2 and Avatar 3, Fire and Ash. I do plan on reviewing those. Yes, actually, I think you told me that actually, Dara. But yeah, it's an interesting choice. Hopefully, they give good performances. I feel they might be a little bit off, maybe a little bit out of place for Zootopia, but I could be proven wrong. I'm willing to be surprised. Yeah, but I will review Avatar 3. I'm going to review Wicked. I'm going to watch and review that this year. I've heard really good things, and I'm not going to lie, I kind of am actually interested to watch it. Because the Wicked hype train, I didn't see Wicked in cinemas, but it was an interesting time when it came out. And obviously, that was when the live action How to Train Your Dragon teaser came out, when the trailer for The Bad Guys 2 came out. So yeah, I will check it out. I'll definitely I'll give it a chance. And Wicked for good, I will review and see. I will definitely review that. Who knows? Maybe they'll re-release the first one before it comes out. I doubt it because it's only been a year, but who knows? Who knows? Oh, that's a very Zootopia-like name, anyway. Mayor Wind Dancer. Patrick Warburton, Mayor Wind Dancer. Okay, that was a terrible impression. I do apologize. Yeah. So, I think I'm gonna wrap up now. But thank you all very, very much for watching. Thank you all for thank you for the questions. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching, and thank you for having some interesting points to share in the live chat. It can be fun. Like I say, I think throughout what I've learned over the years, discussions can be impactful. I think it's very important because I remember there was something I saw a while ago. There was a person that was upset because they didn't agree with them, but I think apparently someone advised, if you don't agree, talk it out. And you know what? I agree with that. I think that's a very, very nice advice, because discussions and debates can be very impactful for a person. They've been impactful for me, and I think they can be impactful for a lot of people. So yeah, a lot of the stuff again that I was saying about Gerald Robotnik, what he was saying to me, I do think about it. I do think about it. What he said to me does impact me in a way. Like it's been stuck with me, if you get me. But I'll never forget what he said, and he's he's kind of made me think. I'll definitely say that. But yeah, I'm surprised he didn't join the live chat, but maybe something came up. But I think one of my other friends said that, because what I told one of my friends that I was going to do this, and I think one of my friends said that he was going to try pop in, but maybe something came up. See, that's the thing. Um, Stuff can just happen, especially nowadays. Stuff can just happen. It can just something can come up unexpectedly, with these, especially with live streams. Because a live stream, I feel it's quite common for a live stream to be delayed or cancelled. It can just happen. It can just happen, but things happen for a reason, is what they say. So anyway, that's a good one, Joel Swanson. Oh, I forgot about this. You could do the show. You can show the comments on StreamYard. Yes, that's an interesting comment. Anyway, so thank you all very much for watching. Stay tuned for the Zootopia 2 trailer reaction. Stay tuned for the Wallace and Gromit review. I might review that new Eddie Murphy movie that came out on Amazon Prime. I probably will. Let me know if there's any movies that came out this year that I haven't reviewed. If you want to hear my thoughts, if you want to see me review them, feel free to leave them in the comment section, and I'll definitely try check them out, because I know there was a few movies I didn't see last year that I will check out. But yeah. So overall, I'm going to wrap up. But again, thank you all for watching. Thank you for sticking around. And yeah, I'm going to head off, and I will. Sorry, I shouldn't be. Sorry, keep that for the last. Sorry, my hand can be weird. But no, thank you all for watching. Take care, everyone. Hope you all have a great day. Hope you're all having a wonderful summer. So stay tuned for the future videos, and until then, see you all next time. Thank you for watching, and skadoosh. So, see you all soon.